All right, this is so exciting. We got this cool red car to ride on. This is really fun. Children's toy UTV directions here, pretty straightforward. As long as we follow the instructions, it should be pretty smooth sailing. I'm going to get started here, run through. If I find any quirks along the way, I'll let you know. First step, it says, is we have to pull all the parts out of the car and turn it upside down so we can start building it. Okay? Let's go ahead and pull everything out and we'll set it over here. There's the steering wheel. Here's the wheel covers. Here's the drive motor, the remote control, and then all of the hardware that comes with it. Pretty cool. We have it ready to turn it upside down now. First step, it says here, is to attach the front axle. And we can see the front axle is the parts here, so we have to use our knife or our scissor to get it undone. Okay? Anytime you're using a sharp blade, you always want to go away from you, okay? So we have the axle loose now. Now we have to put in the shock spring. There's one, there's two. So what I'll need you to do is go ahead and stand up and then walk to the other side of the car. Get right on top of there. There you go. And then the other one right here. All right. Very good. We have shock springs in place. Set the springs on there. Provides that springiness that it needs. On the other side of the dam here, put the lock nut on it. So we have a lock nut here. 2 lock nuts that go on the axle. Comes with a nice wrench. All right, the next steps here, helper, are to be able to put the drive wheels on. So what we do is we take our washer that came with the kit and put it here on the axle. Perfect. All right, so you go ahead and push that up, and then the wheel goes on like this. And there's 2 different wheels. There's the 2-wheel drive wheel, and then there's the wheel that the motor connects into. So just make sure that you're grabbing the drive wheel that does not have the extra sprocket on it. You can see the difference between the 2 there. The drive wheels will go on the back. Put another washer and then a lock nut. Tighten it down with the socket wrench that comes on it. All right, now these are the hubcaps. So the hubcaps go on the wheels and they go on the front of it. So if you want to go on the other side and push the hubcap on, it locks in place. You see the areas that it locks into? You just make sure that you put those onto it on the other side, because I still need to secure this one. So the hubcap locks into the little locking areas that are built onto the wheel. Okay, and then here's the other one here. And then you can hear it pop into place so that you know that it's grabbing properly. Okay, that one's popped on as well. So the next step is we go to the back of the vehicle and start putting on the rear axle. It does not come with a screwdriver, so make sure you're getting your own Phillips head or star head. All right, so here's the part here. And this here holds the axle that it came with. The axle will go through this after you secure it. 8 screws that it comes with. Does not look like it matters which way. So it's universal as far as whether it goes this way or it goes this way. And then set it on here, and then it pops into place. You can see the holes lined up. Number 4 screws. And there are 8 of them in here. So just line them up there. Go ahead and tighten the screws in place. All right, well, my helper is taking a break. Here is the axle that goes on for the rear wheels. It comes with these caps that are on there for delivery so that it doesn't go through the box. And then the axle will go through, starting to get the motors put onto here. So we'll go through and then you connect the motors to the electrical connectors here. All these steps go pretty quickly together. These are universal usually, so just find the ones that go. But it's always a good idea to pull both of them out just to make sure. So it goes through here, connects into the connector here. These snap connectors have a unique shape to them, so it's real easy to be able to connect them and not worry about putting the connectors incorrectly together. And then they have a little snap on them as well. And we'll snap in, and then it'll The motor will go inside the cavity here. So you can see that it goes inside to be able to lock it in place. Also helps keep it at the correct angle. And then when it is engaged, the motor won't be trying to bounce around. Same connector style. Push that in. You can just make sure that the cables aren't bent any which way. Line up. Boom. There it is. Both motors are set up there. You ready to help me get the wheels on? Okay, perfect. So the next step here after we get the drive motors on is to be able to put the rear wheels on. All right, we have 2 wheels left. Can you grab both of them for me and I'll take one and you can take the other? First step, it says, is to actually put a washer in there first. So you'll take this washer and go ahead and put it on the axle.
So put it all the way on?
Yep, all the way on. Yep. And then we'll take the wheel and you can put it on and then you'll line it up so that it goes into place on the motor and see how it fits in the grooves. Good job. The next step is take this lock nut and thread it onto the threads. See the threads right here? So go ahead and screw it onto that and make sure that show me the nut first. Good job. You have this tool here, and then that will go on the nut, and then you'll turn it clockwise. Yep. So you're going to turn it that way. Exactly. And then what I'm doing is I'm tightening my side. Good job. I feel you tightening it. And you want it really stiff. So then here's something else that, when you're going through and doing this, one person can do it and they just hold both sides of it to be able to get it secure. Or it's a through axle. So as you're turning one side, the other side's also going to turn. And that's why they have 2 of the socket wrenches that it came with so that you can hold it together on both sides. So I'm just going through here right now and making sure that it's all set and tight. Okay. Now we have all 4 wheels in place, the axles in place. We turn it over and we go and install the steering wheel. Before we install the steering wheel, we need to put the hubcaps on.
Oh.
So the hubcaps, the tabs, there's 3 tabs, and they line up with the same shape that's on the wheel itself. Now they're all popped in there. We go ahead and we turn it over. Grab the steering wheel here. The little connector is inside here. Make sure that you have the connector installed to where it's not twisted. And then also you want to make sure that the electrical connector easily goes inside the steering wheel so that it's not causing it to potentially bend. It has a specific way that it goes on here and you can follow it. There's a little clip and then there's the little grab on the side of the clip here so that you know which way it lines up. It has a positive little snap sound and you can hear it snap into place. There's actually 2 little clips on the steering wheel that it will clip into, and we grab the bolt and you grab the nut. The plastic on the inside of the steering wheel on the underside here has the shape of the nut. So as you're going through and putting the bolt through, you're going to want to keep your finger on the nut as well so that it stays seated. That is set. So this red part here in this bag is the brush guard. So it says that you line it up with the holes. There we go. There's the click. That is in place now. We have that nice little front guard on. So the hood comes off here and it has little securing screws here. And then the power supply is here inside the hood of the vehicle. So there's 2 connectors here. Once again, they are a unique shape, so pretty easy to be able to identify. Plug the red power connector on the vehicle into the connector on the battery before use. There you go. You can see that it was already on. There's a red switch here actually on the inside that you can use to turn on and off. So the hood here goes back on the vehicle. And then on this one here, there's 2 little 1/4 turn screws, and these use a flathead. Next step here is to be able to get the back seats on. So I have the back cushion plate here, locks in place, and then you have the seat secured here. It's nice. It does come with a seat belt, so make sure that you have that freely available. There's also these red buttons on the body here, and these red buttons allow you to be able to take this seat cushion off in case you needed to access the motors or the underside of the vehicle here. On the seat here, there's a rail, and you need to make sure that that rail lines up with the rail inside the vehicle as well. So when you're going to put this in, just making sure you're starting on that rail so that everything lines up properly. And it does fit very snug, so just be aware of that. We have a roll bar. All right, so we have that on there. This is part of the rear roll cage, and there's 3 parts that go with it. So you can see the angle on this here. The angles face to the back of the vehicle. So you can have it this way, and then these will face forward. So just make sure that you're lining that up properly. Okay. One of these boxes is the charging unit, and then the other one is the remote control. Turn on the master switch here, the master red switch. Gives it that fun engine starting sound. Okay, it has dual speeds here. You have a high speed setting and a low speed setting. We have the lights that turn on for it. Some of the music. It has different tracks. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, why don't you drive it away?
Well, we had to take it outside.
Woohoo! Look at it off-roading! Wow!
All the way down here. All the way down.
What do you think about this new car?
I love it.
Lights on, they go on in the front, and then also lights on in the back for safety. You get this little cargo area, can sit 2 children, and then you have your different speeds and your music options as well.
And then you can also pause them.
And you can pause them.
And then you can unpause them. And it's very cool.
And were you able to turn it very easily, reverse it, all the stuff, park it?
Yeah, like I can show you.
Okay.
So like, let's do this first. Pretend we're like driving.
Are you parking it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or there.
Pretty sweet.
It's kind of like a monster truck.
And here it is at night.
Ooh. See what this baby can do.
Out for a little night cruise.